All right, guys. What's going on? What's going on? It's the Rouser, and I am back. And we are ready to do our live art stream. Let me go ahead and actually, I'm gonna put my music over here this way. I don't have to use these headphones. It should be. There we go. Hold on. Hold on. Hey, what's going on? All right, hold on. I'm just trying to get my music situated here. All right, so that's volume. All right, there we go. I was just trying to get everything situated. Welcome, guys, to the live stream. I was having a little bit of technical difficulties when I first started, so everything looks like it's rolling pretty good. So, all right. So we're gonna today our lineup's gonna be very good. I told you guys on I'm streaming on Facebook and I'm also on YouTube at the same time. So I'm gonna be kind of double talking a little bit, guys. But I hope you don't mind for that. Anyway, welcome. Good morning. Glad to have you here today. And the Lord has blessed us to see another day, right? Another day to be able to practice with. So let's go ahead and get into it. My name is Harry. I'm going to be your caricature tour guide for today. So I'm going to be teaching you about the language of the face, okay? And what that simply means is that there's a language to drawing caricature, one that I've kind of decoded myself, and it's made caricature a lot easier for me to be able to understand. So it's whether you want to be an extreme exaggeration person or a person that doesn't really exaggerate much, but just a little bit in your portraits, whatever style you have. I believe that what I'm going to show you today is really going to help you out. Let me see. Other than that, while we're going through the stream, guys, if you wish to tips are awesome, man. This is what I do for full-time employment, to care for my family, also to help to push our ministry forward. Rouse the World's not just about drawing, it is a ministry, so that we also help encourage others that are going through different parts of their life, and our commonality is simply art. So we want that part to be really kind of first and foremost, and then the art just kind of being the glue that puts us together so we can feel like we can relate to one another. So all tips can be done. You guys know how to do it on YouTube. You can do it through the super chat, or you can do it through super stickers, which are available at the bottom of your screen. Also, let me see here. I meant to put up this little thing here. Hold up, which I forgot. Let me just do that real quick. And this is just going to break down all that mess for you. Okay, so let me just copy this and we will paste it here. Hey, Tammy, how are you today? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. So I'm going to go ahead and pin that up to the top of the screen for you guys. All right, and if you guys are on Facebook, obviously stickers are awesome, man. So don't forget to put those stickers in if you are going to be benefiting from, or if you feel you are benefiting from the time on our live stream. So let's go ahead and get started, okay? We're going to be talking about languages, okay? And what I did, I have a few different sentences we're going to start with. These are the ones that we're going to use. And as you can, I don't know if you guys remember back in the day, they had a thing called hieroglyphics, right? And if you know what hieroglyphics are, well, it's simply, hold on a second. It's simply a way to be able to, back in the day, the Egyptians were able to kind of communicate things, right? A certain symbol meant a certain thing, right? And so what I want you to do is we're going to today dive into what the simple symbols are of the face. Hold on, guys. I'm just putting this up here, okay? So we're going to start with the first three ones, okay? And the first three of these are going to be not written with that pencil. Okay, let me just go ahead and sharpen my pencil real quick. They're going to be love, they're going to be loud, and they're going to be live. Okay? So those are three words I think you already know, right? So however you want to put them, you can live, loud, and love, or you can love, loud, and live, or you can loud, love, live, whichever way you want to do it. Okay, so we're going to just kind of write those down here. I'm going to make them real big for you so that you can see them. So love, loud, and live. Hold on a second, guys. Let me close the door to my office. This way we don't get this disrupted. Okay. All right. So we got loud, love, and live. Okay. So I guess we'll start off with love first, right? Okay. And what is love, right? Baby, don't hurt me no more, right? I'm messing with you. Anyway, how does this work? Okay. In simplicity, if I took this face right here, hold on. I didn't mean to do that. I just want to. Could I save that picture? I'll tell you what. We're not going to use that face. We'll just use Oh wait, this is that face. Hold up. I can't do this. If I took this face right here. And I said L, okay, O, V, E, right? That would be, hey, Tammy, thank you so much. I appreciate your tip today. Whoa, what a way to start the day. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right. So I got my first tip of the day, guys. Y'all not going to let Tammy outdo you, are you? I'm messing with you. Thank you so much, Tammy. You've always been supporting me. She's been down with me for a long time. So I really appreciate you, Tammy. Thank you and God bless. All right. So let's get back into it. All right. So when I'm drawing this face, generally all eyebrows are going to make that L. And generally all eyes will make an O. And generally you have a U shape, a V shape to some degree in the nose. Some are very pointy, some are more blunted at the edge, but it's still a V. And then you have your E for your mouth shape. And give or take how big or small, or whether you're showing teeth, that will change. And then I'll show you how that works, okay? So what happens here is when I'm drawing the picture, right, I'm simply saying, okay, L, okay, I'm saying whatever size, eyes, O, right, V, right, and then I'm coming here and saying pretty much E, right? Okay, or you can really, when the mouth is closed, you really just need to use the middle of the E, to be honest with you. So you can do something like you can just do if you want to think about it as an I, but usually I say E because it'll have a top and a bottom, but you can just do like this and use the middle of the E, right? So if I took this away, you see how it translates to his face. Now we can just simply from here put features in. As we understand artwork or understand our person, right? Okay. Now, that's basically what love is, okay? It is drawing it's the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and what shape they make, okay? Again, you can take these letters and you can exaggerate them whichever way you want. So we're still on love, okay? All right. Hey, thank you, Sue. Appreciate you. Woo! Uh-oh. It's a tie. Thank you, Sue. Oh, Sue was here today. I didn't think Sue was here. How you doing today, Sue? I hadn't had a class with you in a minute. Okay, what's going on, Sue? How are you today? All right, so what does that mean? That means that I can exaggerate these letters any way I want to. So let's just say I wanted to do something a little different with these letters. Okay, let's turn the paper over here. Okay, and I'm just going to go through a couple of different scenarios. Okay, so watch. I can go L. Watch. And I hope you guys can see on Facebook over here. Okay. Don't forget, guys, stars are awesome on the Facebook there. L. Then we can go O, right? We can go V. We can go the middle of the E. Right? So as you can see here, this is a bit more of an exaggeration of the face, okay? Which, you know, sometimes when you exaggerate things, whatever you choose to exaggerate, it'll help you out a little bit. So that's one way we can do it, right? Or we can go, let's say we wanted to do something like this and connect the L's together because we want a different type of. So we got an L, right? And then what if we did like this and we said, and we made it like O, because he got little beady eyes. And then we went V, and then we went E, right? Would it still look like him? I don't know. All right, but we can try different things with our caricature, okay? And you just want to go with what makes kind of sense to you, okay? Which I still feel like you could get a likeness from this guy here. But what really stands out about me is his nose shape. His nose, that big round nose in here. This is really what stands out to me, okay? So you want to practice this a lot of times and just come up with different scenarios. You can change the height, right? So we'll just kind of get off of him for a minute, but we can change the height, right? Okay. We can change distances, right? We can change distances and relationships, right? To create different people. Okay? So just sit around and practice this just for a second. If you have don't forget to get your pencil out. And we're going to go through this one, and then we're going to go through live, then we're going to go through loud. We're love. So loud is pretty much the same thing, okay? So we're going to go from love, which is the first one that we covered, right? Remember, L, right? O, V, E. Brows, eyes, nose, mouth. And usually the E is denoted because the person has a very cheesy smile. You know what I'm saying? Like E. Right? So look at, when you think of E, you think of cheesy. You get what I'm saying? They're really smiling. So when you see a smile like that, that's a shape that you can use. You're just simply cutting it in half, or whatever you think of things as. Some part of me is seeing a cake here for some reason, and maybe that's because I feel like it's a cake. I don't know, but I see a cake here a little bit. Okay. So it got like he has a cheesy smile, so you got to eat. So maybe if I go back here and I'll look up somebody to give you a good example. Okay, let's look at, let's go to downloads here. I got a bunch of pictures in downloads. Okay. All right. So somebody may be like, let's go, maybe this guy. Okay, if I wanted to draw him with love, right, I will go L, right, O, V, right, and then cheese. But with him, his mouth is a D shape, which that's the loud one, so I can't get away with that. But with D, this is the D shape. He has a loud mouth. You see where the teeth are kind of touching like this, and it's making that deliberate D shape right there. So this would be his mouth right here. You get what I'm saying? You see how that looks like his mouth? And then we put some teeth in there. and see how it really captures the smile. And by understanding this language again, you're not drawing a portrait of this person. Now you're now operating in cartoon. Let me turn this down some. You're now operating in Cartoonville. You know what I'm saying? So you get what I'm saying? Look at that. Really easy caricature to get. Okay. All right. So we did love. So now we're going to go to the second language, or the second set of letters, and that's going to be our L O U D. Okay. I want to use some markers just so you guys, this will come out a little bit bolder for you. Okay. Now, what is loud? Okay. Simple. Eyebrows. Remember, this shape is your brow. I'm going to put brow. This shape right here is eye shape. This shape right here is nose shape. This shape right here is mouth shape. Now, these letters are also interchangeable. Once you learn these letters, you can make up your own. You know, maybe the D might go here or the O might go down here, right? Because you notice different things. And I'll show you how that works as we go through our next set of letters. But let's go through loud, okay? So loud means if I'm drawing a face and I want to, let's see somebody with a U-shaped nose. Let's go with let's go down here. Let's see if we can find. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go to Earth's World Photos real quick. Okay. And then I'm gonna find somebody with a U-shaped nose. That would this would fit. Okay. Let me look here. You know, that V shape is just so powerful. It's really the shape. I was watching people's noses the other day in the grocery store, and I was like, wow, it's crazy how many people have a V-shaped nose. All right. But generally, your U shapes are going to be either, and I'll show it to you. Let's go like this. It's going to be L. Okay. O. Okay. Now watch this. You'll know these noses because they'll look like this, or they're upturned, and then you put an M inside of the nose. So with this one, you're going to need an M shape inside of the nose. Okay. You see like that M shape down here, and you can put as much as you spacing as you want on that M shape. So it'll be LOUD. Right? All right, you get it? Let's do it one more time. So now what else can we do? We can go L, and we can change the angle of the eyebrows if we want. L, we can make the eyeballs smaller. O, right? We can make our nose bigger. We can make our U a little bit more like this, and then we put our little M shape in there, right? U, and then we can make our D shape go to the side if we want. D, like this, right? Okay. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Crystal? How are you on Facebook? All right. So LOUD, right? So we got another situation here where this is the loud, okay? We can do so many things with this one. I want to find a caricature for you just to go ahead and demonstrate it all the way out. Somebody that might have that nose. So let's look at somebody like, you know what? This guy right here. Okay. Now, if you really look at it, no, he might not be a good example of it. But let me see. I might be able to fit it in there. He doesn't have loud eyes, though. He has a different letter here, and I'm going to get into that letter in a minute. So I want to stay on course. I'm not going to use him. I want the exact example. So let's see if I can find somebody like somebody that has like a button nose. I'm sure we'll run into somebody here in just a minute. Just to show you how not common this is not really a common nose shape. Everybody, if you see this one, it'll automatically stand out to you. Okay, let me see. Okay, Now this U can also go another way before I get into that. So it could also be L, right? O, right? It can also go like this. U, D. Okay. And in this shape, generally, you're going to have like you have somebody that has a bit of a round nose, but the roundness is more at the bottom of the nose than the top. You get what I mean? So this is another way that you could do it. All right. And so that's pretty much how the loud one works. So practice that one. Practice with different relationships between those different sizes for each one. But that one is the loud technique. Okay, so we're not going to stay too long on it. Let's go ahead because we got a couple of them that we're going to get through. Okay, so this is just to give you guys a general idea of how this is going to work. Okay, so if you have any questions, does anybody have any questions about loud? Okay. All right, let me see here. So let's go to the next one, which is live. Okay, live. Okay, so now we got loud, we got love, and we got live. Now, what is live? Well, remember the first letter is always going to be browse. Okay, browse. Oh, snap. I forgot, guys. I'm not even on the... Okay, my bad. All right, nobody told me I didn't have any volume on it. I didn't hit the button. Okay, now I got the sound on my Facebook. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, man. Okay. Anyway. All right, so dang it. I'm going to have to go back. All right, hold on one sec, guys, just so I can have this on YouTube and on Facebook. Let me bounce through these again real quick. All right, hold on. Normally somebody would have said it. I forgot I had turned the sound off for a minute. All right, look. So this is what we're going to do. Check it out. Remember, 3 letters of the face, language of the face. Love, live, and love, live, and loud. Okay? Love, L, O, V, E. Okay? Live, L, right? And which is the one we're on right now. I, V, E. Notice that expression, somebody's really cheesing, but their smile is really... yes, for sure, Tammy. Let me know who it is. I'll do your request for you. Okay, so L-I-V-E. Okay, and if you notice here, the person, it's like, you ever seen somebody smile and it look like their eyes are closed like this, right? So you don't, in this situation, right, you'll use this particular acronym. And then you have loud, L, oops. Okay, we'll just go like this. L, right? And then we'll go O, and then we'll either go U and D, right? Or L, O, U, V. Okay? So this is when a person has obviously a U-shaped nose, but it's going down. Think about like maybe Bob's Burgers or something like that, right? And then you have your upturn, which is the upturn U, okay? So these are the 3 basic ones that you're going to use a lot. Okay, I'm gonna look at it on Facebook for you too. Okay, so these are going to be the ones that you use a lot when you are drawing caricature, okay? Now, let me see. You do have one. Now you can interchange these letters. Okay, so let's say you have you're in a love situation, right? But then you want to borrow something from the loud because the letter D is also a powerful I shape. So let's say I go here and I want to go L, but I want to go D for my mouth, right? And then I still want the V-shaped nose, and I still want the E-shaped mouth. Now I've made a different acronym up, okay? So now my caricature is going to take on a look that looks something like this. Okay? And they got that cheesy smile, right? You want to give a mustache? Right, you got it, okay? You can make these, again, smaller, bigger, whatever you want to do. But this would be the general look of the face when you use a D instead of the O shape, which we had here in the beginning, right? So again, these are all interchangeable, but you have to be trained to know which ones generally are going to be used for what idea. O's and D's are generally going to be O's, D's, and I's are really going to be very good for eye shapes, okay? And these D's obviously can be changed, right? Watch this D right here. Let me go over here. Okay, so what if I went like this? Let me make sure you guys are, okay, so let's go over here. And let's go L. Watch this. Okay, then we're going to go D, right? But we're going to turn the D upside down. Now, you know what this is for? Why would somebody do this? Let's go L, D, V, and E. Okay. The reason that somebody would do this is because somebody's eyes look very sleepy, or they look very, another word may be like a sensual look to the eye, you know? So let's say you got eyes that do like this, but you got these like Marilyn Monroe type situations going on. You see? So those might be something where you do something like this. You see? So now you got LDVE. So you want to go with something. You see, look at that person. You say, hey, man, you know, wow, their eyes look very, you know, attractive or whatever. Then you might want to use these. Now you can also stretch these out. So watch this. Okay, so if I got L over here, right? What if I stretch the D out and I made them a lot thinner? You see how they look like this? Okay, or I can make this D very big like this and still get the same look, but maybe I'll just put my eye up here. So it depends on whether you want a more whimsical look or not, you know, what you'll do with that shape, right? Okay, so I'm going to take a brief pause. Tammy has asked me to do a request for her, and when you do a request, I'll stop the show for you. You know, she's donated, so thank you so much. I appreciate it. Again, guys, tips are appreciated. If you're on Facebook and you're benefiting from the stream, don't forget, guys, stars are awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and look up Tammy's request. She says she sent it on Facebook Messenger. So let's go here. All right, I got you. Now, what's crazy about this is I'm going to show you something here. What we're going to do is going to go through the whole process of her face. So I'm going to make it kind of like a lesson for you too at the same time, Tammy. And we can't really see the eyes on here, but I can tell you right off the top that I'm going to use these shapes. Okay? So let me show you how this works. All right, watch this. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this little box on my paper. Okay? It's a regular equilateral box, okay? And this box is cool because you can do all kinds of stuff with it. So let's go ahead, and now from there, I don't need anything else, just a Crayola marker, okay? So watch this. We're gonna go with our okay. And now what I'm doing is this is my kind of like my brow line. So I'm gonna go straight into that, and then I'm gonna come over here because she has a rather short face, and I'm gonna do this here. Okay. See the shape of that face? Oh, what's going on? Yeah. How you doing today, Cherish? All right. And then we got our next shape here. Shout out to Cherish, my top tier Patreon. Woo, he's in the house. Thank you so much, Cherish, for coming out today. Awesome. Special shout out to you, my friend. Special shout out. Special shout out. Okay. All right. And let me see here. Let's go here to. Hold on a second. Let's go to the hair shape here. So we're going to go here. We're just going to kind of do something like this here. I like to keep my hair in one big, easy shape, right? Just flow with it, right? We just got a lot of flowy situations. Now, hair is the hair is a river to me. It's like a winding river, right? And so, especially long hair like this one. This one, when you see hair like this, think winding river. This way you don't start drawing like the hair stroke for stroke, and you can kind of flow with it, right? So it's like this river's going, whoa, up here. Then it's going, whoa, it's just really full out here. Then it's going, it's way out here. I'm not going to be able to get all that, the windiness. This river's out of control, right? Okay, and then I'm just doing different little waves and different little rivers coming off of rivers, right? And I'm making lots of fun ocean action, right? Think about going fishing, all that kind of stuff, right? This is really what you're doing. You're making streams, and you don't want to use too much line. So I feel like that's enough for right now, right? Okay, and then we'll just go ahead and put her shoulder shape right here, which would be like a little triangle shape, right? And a little necklace here for her little heart right there, okay? All right, now let me see. Awesome. Thank you, Cherish, for putting that out there. I forgot you guys to tell you, I'm doing classes now. We got a bundle. So we're going to make the classes less per class, but if you take more classes, right? So Cherish has put that information up there. Thank you, Cherish, for putting that up there for me. I appreciate it. Okay. All right. Now, from here, we're going to go to our acronyms. Okay. Well, right now here, obviously, you can't see the eyebrows. Okay. But with glasses, we have a language. Let's go back. Let's go to our language book. Okay. So for with the glasses here, we have, for glasses, these glasses, the language of them will be, and I'm going to just show it to you over here. It's going to be O, U, O. O, U, O. Okay? So anytime you see some glasses like this, don't think too much. First, put your nose where you want it to be. So my nose is going to usually be somewhere around here on this box right here. Okay, so I'm going to use for her shape, I think I'm going to use a V shape here. I think I'm going to use a V shape or a U shape. Should I use a U shape with her? I'm really looking at it because it's kind of blurry. So I think I'm going to use you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use a U shape, but I'm going to make it kind of sideways maybe. Let me see. Or should I use, I'm going to use a V shape just to be safe. I'm just going to kind of flatten it at the bottom. Okay? So I'm going to use a subtle V shape with a little hook up here. Okay? And then I'm going to put my U shape for my glasses here, right? And then I'm going to put my O here and my O right here. Okay? Now, we can't see her eyebrows, but I'm going to go ahead and put the top of her L shape up here, sticking at the top of the glasses so that it just looks funny. You get what I mean? Okay? And then now what are we going to do here? We're going to go to this shape here. Now, her mouth is going to be definitely going to be a D shape, okay? So it's going to be a D shape. So we're going to do something like this. Okay? And then at the top of the mouth, hers kind of wiggles a little bit up here. So what I'll do, I'm going to do this. I'm going to wiggle the top of my D shape a little bit. Okay? And then I'm going to put her bottom lip. She doesn't really have much of a top lip, right? And then we can use some D shapes in here. Watch this. Okay? We don't have to draw them all the way in. We can suggest those lines, and we can just put a reinforcement shape over the top. Okay. Now we can't really see her eyes because of the shading in the glasses. So with this particular one, what I'll do, I'm gonna do this right here. Watch. I'm gonna give her some eyelashes, right? And then what I'll do is I'm gonna go over the whole shape, like kind of like this here. I can actually use a gray for that. So hold on one second. Okay, now watch. Okay, and then I might go back over it again here, and I might go back over it again here, right? Just to get those eyes in there, okay? Now let's go ahead and erase our guidelines that we started with. Okay, and then we'll add our little shadows in to the actual drawing. Okay. And then we'll just add some windy roads to the hair. Notice how I'm doing it where it's not too bold, and I'm flowing down this river. See how my hair doesn't look like I'm doing too much. I'm just using a consistent pattern to make the hair flow. I don't have to get every piece of hair right. Get out of here. Are you serious? Nobody who does that, right? Okay. All right. So there we go. So now we got that, and we got our eyebrows in there. If you want to come back with a little black over the top of these glasses, you can. You can do like this here just to make them a little bit darker. Okay, there we go. All right. And then we can put our little gum line in here. Okay. So from there, if you want to put like little loose hairs or whatever to give it a little bit more pizzazz, right? You can. Right? But other than that, the drawing's pretty easy, right? Okay. So actually hands are we'll get into that in a little bit, but I see what you, Mike, I see your request here, or hair and hands. Well, I'm going to tell you the secret, the secret to that, the secret to hair is really to see it as, again, something that has nothing to do with hair. And that's why you're drawing hair because you're thinking about it like hair. I don't think of things as things. I think of things as shapes of other things. But we're going to go through this. We're talking about the language of caricature. So we're going to go through, as I'm doing some caricatures using these languages, I'll address some things on some hair. Okay. Also, guys, don't forget, man, tips are appreciated. If you feel like you're benefiting from the information that I'm sharing with you today, thank you so much for tipping. That is awesome. That is awesome. All right, so we're going to continue. Tammy, is that okay for you? Did you like that picture? I didn't get your response. I'm hoping this is up to standard for you. We forgot to put her earrings. Here, we forgot to put her earrings. Let's put some earrings. We'll just put some little dark ones like that. All right. Awesome. But you see how we use that technique, the L, O, U, and D. But we're gonna. I can't cover all of them today, but I'm going to cover them for you. I even have a language for hands, Mike, which is going to blow your mind. So I might even throw that in here today, just the language of them for beginning. Okay, and then as you learn them a little bit more, you'll be able to draw different hands. But let me see here. Let's go to another caricature. Let's look up another face, and we're gonna go to back to the language. Let's close some of these windows here. We're gonna go back to the language of the face. Okay, so let's look at this person right here. Okay. Oh no, that's not a real person. That's a. Okay, let's pick a real face. Okay. So let's say we wanted to draw her face. Okay. Now, as I'm looking at her face, most people, you can't be fooled by, put it like this, 95%, excuse me, of people are going to have the V-shaped nose, okay? Or a U-shaped nose. This is going to be the three acronyms you use the most out of all of the different ones, because eye shapes do change, but they change based off of your emotion. Your mouth shape's going to change based off of what you're saying and all that kind of stuff, right? So that's why, like, when people talk, my mouth is constantly changing shapes because of my mouth moving. You get what I mean? So, but when you're drawing a caricature, you're constantly drawing somebody that's kind of smiling. So I'm going to give you, I have that shape there, and I want to put this shape in too. I feel like this is an important shape here. So let me go to it in my book here. Where are you? All right, here we go. All right, so here it is. All right, so this is called my Batman shape. Don't forget, guys, stars. Hit me with those stars on Facebook. I'm trying to level up. All right, so it's the Batman shape. It's this little shape right here. It's called Batman, and you can see in the middle of it here. Let me outline it. Doesn't it look like the Batman symbol? Like, watch. So let me go over here. All right, watch. So this is Batman's wing. This is his little horns, right? And then this is the other Batman. So if you go like this, doesn't it look like the Batman symbol? Okay, right? But if you're drawing a mouth, you go like this. Watch. Okay, and then watch. Get it? Batman. Yeah. So that's something I just wanted to show you for a mouth shape. Learn that Batman sign, because you're going to be using that top of that Batman sign a lot. And you can just do Batman any kind of way like this. You can go like that, and then you can make a big lip and a small lip, right? You see? So that's the Batman sign right there. Okay, just wanted to put that out there. All right, so let's go back to her real quick. So how would we draw her face? All right, let's look at the language of her face. Okay, so let's start with L. Well, let's start with L. Okay, then I'm gonna go with the D for her eye, right? Okay, or I could go with I'm gonna go with a D, but I'm gonna have them slanted, and I'm just gonna suggest the bottom of it. Okay, see the D right there, L, D. Then remember V. Okay, V, but not with a big hump in the V, right? And then she has a J inside of her nose. So if I go here, I can make a J. If I want to put wings on the outside of the nose, I can by simply adding C shapes to the outside. Okay? And then you're going to have your Batman. Watch. Batman. Right? Okay. So now we'll do like this, right? We'll do like this and add eyelashes. Okay. And then we'll add her chin shape here. Okay. From here, I'll just kind of come down and see. And obviously, I should have went through. I was going to go through this eyebrow, but what I'm going to do is just do something like that, right? And I'll go like this over here. And then I'm going to put my her little flower here, right? And then we'll just bend this shape up here. Come around the head into her hair shape. Okay. And as you again get more familiar with these shapes, then you can do all kinds of stuff with it. Okay. And then I'm going to use one big shape here. I try to look at my hair as one big idea. Right? And you can see how easy it is to get that shape. I really could have got away with using a U shape more for her eyebrows like this, because U's can also be eyebrow shapes too. But this would be a quick way to do it. So when you start drawing, you'll automatically put some caricatures will put like their letters in first and then draw around the letters. So it's all depending on how you want to do it. Okay, so we could do another. Let's say we do another idea, like let's go with a C shape. I think her eyebrows are really more with C. So C, D, U, Batman, lips, eyelashes, right, and then eyes, right? Okay, so you can do it that way. Then you can come around and hit the bottom of the shape here. I felt like this one came out a lot more flowy. You know what I mean? Because you got to flow with it. You can't be really thinking. You can't think too much when you are doing this, or your shapes are going to come out. You know, it's going to come out very robotic. So you just have to know that you know that you know. You get what I mean? And then your picture comes out very quickly. All right, Kirk, what's going on? How long have I been doing caricatures? I'd say about 20 years or so. I've been drawing characters about 20 years. I started back in actually professionally in San Antonio. I was doing I saw a gentleman doing these at the Alamo actually, and I kind of sat there and watched him do them, and I was like, hey, you know, that looks like something I'd like to learn to do. And I already kind of knew how to draw. So like regular portraits of people. So I had to go through this big thing of making my portraits look a little bit more cartoon-like, you know what I mean? Right. So see here, when you flow with it, you have to understand with you don't really need that much details in your face to make it look like you. You know what I mean? You just really need an understanding of this language. Let's go do another caricature real quick. Let's find somebody like this guy. Okay. Now, a lot of people have trouble drawing like hats on their caricature. So this is where this really comes in really awesome. Here, let me show you something. Okay, and what are we going to use for this one? I'll show you in a minute what his language is going to be. But what I'll do here, so when you doing this guy's face, what I'm thinking of, if you want with your hat, what I would do is I'll put me a box right here, right? And then once you have a box, it's easier for you to put something on this box, right? Then to put something, if you think about it like a head, it's going to come out all wrong. But if you think about it like I'm drawing on this box, hold on a minute, you wrong marker. Okay, then you start thinking I'm wrapping around a box. You get what I'm saying? And then watch how your hat comes out easier that way. You see? Now I can think, okay, where am I at in my drawing? I'm over here by my ear shape. I'm over here by the brow shape. I'm over here coming off of this box. I got some hair down here. Right? Coming around here off of this box. Coming down here, right? He got some wrinkles, whatever. It's a bunch of V shapes, right? And then now I'm gonna look at his language of his eyes. He's still got the L shape. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna draw my L going down like this. First in the basic way, and then I'll add more to the outside of the eye shape to make him get the arches in this part right here. You get what I mean? I'll go to my V shape. He has a very prominent V shape, so I want to turn it up a little bit. Now he has a downturned D shape in his mouth. So what it is like this, all right? His mouth pretty much looks like this. This is the D shape, right? But then he has that part of the Batman sign doing like this, and then you can see his bottom lip going like this, his top lip going like that, and then you can see his teeth in here, and then you can see his mustache and everything coming around here like this. Now these are just, real quick ones, but you get what I'm saying? Then you put your C's on the outside, and then the eye shapes here, depending on whether I want them to be very friendly and stuff like that. I'll do for this particular shape, I could just do, I'd say, you know what, I might be able to get away with just plain old circles with this one. I think, let me see. Nah, I'm gonna go with the D shape with this one. I'm gonna go D, and then I'm gonna go D, and then I'll put a thing over the top like this, and then I'll just kind of put this in here like that. All right. I'll just suggest the top of the D on this one. Then I'll just use some W's up here for my wrinkles. Right? And so then we got a quick little cartoon of him. You get what I'm saying? And when I draw him next time, will it come out different? Well, of course, but it's just a way to get you to think about it. You know what I mean? Okay. All right. So let me see here. What other way could we do this picture? Let me see. Hold on one sec, guys. All right. We're gonna show you another way to do this one, okay? So again, when you draw the head, just think the square, the hats or anything, think about this box first and make your hat come off of a box. It's easier to make your hat come off of this box and then put your ear shapes so now you can see where you're going to the head. So you see how it looks like, how my hat look like it's going like this, and then this is the bottom of the hat. You see how much easier that looks if you're drawing like I did a few of them here in my little sketchbook. Let me see if I can find that. Here we go. So I got a whole bunch of them here, right? So you can see like your little hat. Look at your cowboy hat, right? So you got the little hat like this, right? And then you got that, right? And then what are we doing here? All we're doing is saying, okay, up, down, right? Up, down, over, right? So here now you have your brow shape, and then you have your V and your eyes, right? And your chin shape or whatever it is, right? And then you got your little cowboy. You get what I'm saying? So it's easier that you think about this without the hair first, and this way, if you have hair, you can add it into the shape like this. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Okay. And don't forget, guys, man, tips are appreciated. If you guys are benefiting from the information today, man, tips are awesome. And then also on Facebook, we're trying to level up on the stars, guys. So if you guys can put some stars up there. That'll be awesome. Thank you so much. All right, let me see here. Okay, let's go ahead and go to our next picture. So I got some more to show you guys. Let's go back to our language, our sentences. Okay, so today we learned 3 sentences. We learned loud, love, and live. With these, you should pretty much be able to do any caricature. You could go, especially forward facing. So let's look at let's see. Well, you can do tips through the stars, or you can tip through Cash App, which is, I'll just go ahead and write it down for you. I forgot to do that. So if you guys are on here, it's $ Rouser. You're already on Rouser World, so $ Rouser World, and that's our Cash App. Okay, so if you wish to tip, you can go $ Rouser World at Cash App. Okay, all right, you too, guys, on Facebook, on YouTube. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. All right, so let's go back into this, and I'm going to show you again. We're going to keep working with this loud, love, and live thing. Okay, I have some more that we're going to use, but I don't want to give you guys too much information in one stream and then you walk away not learning anything. So we're going to stick with those 3. Okay, in fact, let's go here. Let's search for more results. Let's find an easy one. Let's look at this guy right here. Okay, watch this. So remember our 3. Hold on. Remember our 3 words. Loud, love, live. Okay, these are our 3 caricatures. Okay, so what you'll do here with this one, let me get out my Sharpie here. Okay. So we're going to go with his face. How fast is it to draw the caricature? With his face, you can, now you have one more, you have I, V, D, wait, I, let me see. This is an I, D, V, E. I, D, V, E. What's that mean? I. Think about the letter I, like a lowercase I. I, right? Think about D. D. Okay, pointing up, right? Like this. V. That's the nose shape in general, right? E. Okay. If I want to make him smile, because most of the time you want to make your caricature smile. So you can see how I already formed his face with I, D, V, E. And then the glasses are simply 2D. Get it? Okay, so you have... Oh, thank you, Ray. I appreciate it. Okay, so remember, this one is I, D, V, E. Okay, and the glasses here are 2. It's D, U, D. Okay, that's the language of the glasses. So the language of the face here, language of the glasses here. Once you know that, there's nothing you shouldn't be able to do with this guy. Over the top of the wrinkles and stuff are just pretty much going to be M shapes, and C shapes around the side of the eyebrow. M's and C's. Okay, and you can see here this will be like the top of his head. This will be the eyebrow line, right, coming into the face, and then whatever type of you know what I'm saying, that you want to do in there. Okay, so you can see how quick it is. Hey, oh, the summer special classes. Okay, we got the summer special in the house. We got the all right, Cherish. You locked in for the summer specials. You got 3 classes. Thank you so much, Cherish. Wait a minute, I had to look at that again. Everything went red on the screen. I said, what the heck? Let me look here. Hold on a second. Yep, that's what that says. Summer classes. All right, Cherish. Well, we locked in for all of next month. Man, Cherish, thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, we got some classes booked for today. Yep. All right. Let me see here. Okay. Let me go to my next phase here. Okay. So let's go IDVE. Let's go to the next one and see if we can find what language we're going to use. And is this helping anybody else? Is this helping anybody today? The picture album that I just held. What picture album? I'm not sure. Chan, Eric, what do you... picture album? You mean this? I'm not sure about what you're talking about. Yeah, you can just tip on Cash App. It's probably the easier way to do it. If you don't have it, if you're not familiar with all this other like technology, just use Cash App. But make sure you see when you put Rouser World that you see, it'll say Harry Rouser too as well. So, oh no, this right here. This is my personal sketchbook. These are all like personal. Oh, which you just gave me an idea, Chan. Where can you get that from? Oh, well, I'm gonna tell you where you're gonna be able to get it from, because my wife already promised me. She said that we're going to write this book this year, so we're gonna have a book with all of this stuff in it. She promised me. She said, because I had my sons. I had 2 kids in the last. Well, we got our 3 kids. We got our 13-year-old. Then we have a 3-year-old, and then we have a 8. Well, he's about to be 8 months. So my youngest son is 8 years old, and so we kind of had our hands full for a minute. We meant to have this book off track 2 years ago. But then we started with all this baby stuff, so now everything kind of so that. But we're trying to get it. We're getting we're gonna have we're starting to get a rhythm to what we're doing now. So let's look at her face real quick. Probably thinking, well, what's the language of her face, right? Well, it's very simple to me. You know what I see? I see L, I see D, I see L, I see D, I see C. And I see U. Okay? LDCU is what I see. Okay? So watch what? Watch this. Watch. L D C U. Okay? All of this stuff around the eye and around her, that all of that's, you know what I'm saying? But look. You see? So if I can understand the language of her face, only thing I now have to interpret is the size of the drawing, the size of each shape that I want to draw, the relationships between them. And I'm not going to cover relationships in this video. This is just going to be about, or in this particular session, this is just about the language of the face. Okay. So for this one, and let me write that down. We have L, D, C, U. And I'm going to actually save her image, download, open. And then I'm going to open with gallery. And then I'm going to put just so I'll have it, L D C U. L D C U. Okay. Save. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So once you know that, watch this, Eric. Let me show you. Once you know that, I don't even have to look at her no more. Forget about her face. When you understand languages, you don't have to stare at the face that long. You ever see people when they draw a caricature, they're sitting up there, they're staring at the face and they're looking and they're studying and they go back and they keep changing what they think they saw, right? So no matter what I can do, I can go like this. As long as I understand those relationships, right? I can do something like this. You see, my relationships can change, right? But it doesn't matter. I can do whatever I want because I understand where things go to. So this might look like her, but that might be a whole nother version or something a little bit more, you know, you know what I'm saying? You know, you turn it up a little bit and you have to look at what, see, she has very small eyes and a small mouth. So you don't really want to change those aspects. She doesn't really have noticeable this, but what is to me is that nose shape is very like, you know, in her hair. So I might build a caricature around this, or even the shape of her face in this particular one is a way you could think about it, right? Okay. So you can evolve basically, but you can't create if you don't understand, if your brain doesn't know what you want to draw. You got to stop and figure out what you want to do. So it's always the language is just a way to have a general plan of what you want to do before you do it. Okay, don't forget, guys, tips are appreciated. If you guys are on Facebook, please help us out with those stars. We do have we're trying to level up our Facebook. If you guys are also on YouTube, don't forget to follow me on Facebook as well, because then I have to have a certain amount of followers to get to where we want to get to. So if you guys will help us out with that by going up, we Browse the World Caricatures on Facebook, then just make sure you hit that like button on our Facebook page. Even if you don't really like me, just hit the like button anyway, right? Your glasses. Oh, my God. Oh, thank you, Chad. All right, let's go to another one. Let's speak some more language here today. All right, so let me save that, and let's go back to our. Let's go here. I think this is where we're at. No, that's not where we're at. Where were we? We were here. Okay, so let's see if we can find another one. Let's look at wait, let's go back. All right, and let's look at this guy. Okay. Now we're drawing this guy. We say, well, how would we draw this guy at that angle, right? Well, I see LV, I see LV, LDV, I see L, or I can make it into a V. I see V, right? Or V. I see D. I see another V, and then I see the Batman sign. Remember I told you about Batman? But if you want Batman, remember the top of the Batman sign? Okay? Remember I told you the Batman sign goes like this? Oh, sorry. Okay? You see the Batman sign? But we're using the top of the Batman sign. Okay? So let me show you how it works. All right. So let's say we want to use this one. What do? All right. Well, first, we want to picture that we're drawing our hat on the box first. So remember the box is like kind of here. So when we think about it that way, now we're not drawing a hat, we're drawing it on this box. So we're saying this is the box, right? And this is a hat. So we can see where our hat's supposed to go. A lot of times you have trouble drawing a hat in space because you don't have a top to put it on. You see how easy that is to draw it when you do it this way. Okay. And then we just kind of do our shapes. Okay, watch, we got V, watch. V, right? D, I'm just going to do it simple. V, D, right? V, Batman. Chin. You see how fast, how easy? Because I have a basic understanding, and from there, it don't take but seconds. So I could take this one piece of paper right here. This is an 8 by 11 sheet of paper, right? I can fit an entire family of 5 people, 6 people, 7 people on this one picture because I understand about the language, and I'm not using unnecessary space trying to search for a figure. You know what I'm saying? So it's so much easier when you understand and can break things down in language. So what I want to do is I'm going to save him again. Let's download that image. Let's open it. Let's open with gallery. And I just want to put the language in the picture. Okay, so we had L, we had D, V, and Batman. Okay, so L, D, V, learn that Batman symbol. Okay, that's going to come in really handy for your mouth shapes. Okay, all right, hold on a sec, guys. Okay, learn that Batman shape. Okay, hold on one sec, guys. Hey, thank you, Kirk. I appreciate you. I see that you tipped here. I just wanted to, I saw it here on this. So thank you, Kirkland. I really appreciate you. Appreciate you, my friend. Okay. All right, so let's see here. Is it best to draw 4 square shapes when starting a draft? Yeah, you could. It really at the beginning. I still use that box shape every now and then, especially if I'm drawing a lot of people in a picture. But yes, I mean it always is going to be good because when you use that square shape. Let me just put these over here. I got so much. I always use so much papers on the stream. Let me see here. So I'm gonna go over here, and I got something here where I particularly address that. Just let me find it. Okay. All right. So I did a quick little short about this, but yes, having that square is going to definitely give you a sense of where you are in your picture. So let's say I got this square here, okay? If my face is sideways, right? Well, then I think of the shapes like this. This is the only part of the shape that changes when you are sideways. This will be your brow line. This is the front of your face. This might be your nose. This becomes then the back of the head. You get what I'm saying? So my face is going that way, right? So I always know where I'm going based off of this square. If I'm forward facing, if I'm drawing a, let's say I'm drawing a hexagon shaped face, right? Well, I know this is my center line. Okay, here. This is my. Usually in my pictures, this will be my brow line. This is where my eyebrows. This is like ground zero for my brow lines, but doesn't mean my brows can't go beneath or above it. It just means that that's a general neutral point if your eyes are not doing anything. You get what I'm saying? So now I can start outside of this shape and I can begin to draw a caricature based off of that shape, knowing that my brows are going to be somewhere around here, my other shape, my shape here, and then my other shape here. And then I can make, a figure around that shape. Okay, so it's always giving me this reference of where I want to go. If I want to do a hat that's backwards, right? Well, this guy, I know his eyebrows are here, so this might be, or I could put my hat here. I can draw the front of the hat here. I can draw the back of the hat here. I know my ears are going here, my brows, my eyes, my whatever my shape is here. And then I'm simply extending a shape off of it. So you can see this would be like the back of the hat, right? You know what I'm saying? So it gives you a really cool reference. And also the cool thing about having that shape is that the actual neck is an extension of that shape. So if I'm drawing my head and I put a neck on, I put a jawline like this. Well, if I'm looking at this box right here, if I continue to make that box go straight down, I might not be able to see it because this head is in the way. But this right here is how I judge with how big my neck is. So if I want to give you a smaller neck, I'm drawing, and I do like this for, let's say, a female shape. I'm drawing my neck in relation to this box. So when you see it, this is what it looks like. But this is what you know is behind this entire shape here in the front. You get what I'm saying? So you got your ear shapes, your smile, your nose, your mouth, your eyes. You know what I'm saying? So you can think of it kind of like a hammer with a shape in the front, like Thor's hammer, right? Remember Thor, the hammer? You get it? Oh, I got it. I got to write that down. Thor's hammer. I just thought of that. Thor's hammer. But a square hammer. He has a square hammer, not a... So we're going to have a square hammer. And then plus jawline. Okay. All right. So we got the language for that particular face. Okay. Hey, Mickey Santoyo. What's going on, cuz? How are you today, man? My cousin is in the house, man. Thank you so much, Mickey, for dropping in on the Rouser World Art live stream, right? All right. So, again, we're talking about the language of the face. We're talking about the 3 most popular languages, right? I just threw in the Batman sign because I figured everybody knew what the Batman sign looks like. Learn that Batman sign because the Batman sign is going to save your life. Because Batman's going to come to your house if you see that sign above your house, right? I'm messing with you. So let me see here. Let's go to our next one. No, I didn't mean to discard that. Let me do it again. Okay, LD. This was the LDV in Batman. Okay, and save. And keep current resolution. Okay. So no matter what, we should be able to draw this guy again with relative ease by getting our pen out and saying L D. We can go V, right? We can go Batman, right? See? There it is. And you got his chin shape with all those little scruffles, right? See? So it's real easy there. All right. So it turns out that V's are good for eyebrows as well. Okay. All right. Let me see here. Let's go to... let's go to... Let's see here. All right, let's go. Let's find another one. All right. I guess that one looks interesting. All right. All right. So, what would be the language of this guy's face? Well, here I see L. I see definitely D, and then I see a C. Basically a C shape because of how round and big the nose is. That nose could also be a J. So let me just put that. Let me put or a J. And then we have I think we have an I for the mouth. So L, D, J or a C or a J, and then an I. So let's see if I'm right. L, L, D, D, C, I. Okay, I think that would work. Yeah. M. Yeah. So that one, it definitely worked out as a yeah, it definitely worked out as a C shape. So whether it will work out as a J, I'm not sure. May I ask how many years have you painted? I've been drawing. I've been drawing shoe for probably about 40, 45, 46 years. I've been doing this a long time. Yeah, about 46 years. So yeah, it's been ever since I was a little kid, man. I don't know. I just like to draw stuff. I like what made me like caricature so much is that it's like the um how can I put it? The breaking things down to the simplest form. You see, what a lot of I'm gonna finish that in a minute, but what a lot of caricaturists or have a problem with in my classes, I get this a lot, is that if you think about a fraction, this is what you're seeing in the face, right? But if you take this and divide it by 2, it becomes 4, and this becomes 8, and then this becomes what, 2, and this becomes 4, and this becomes 1, and this becomes 2. Well, this is reducing the fraction to the lowest terms. So by me showing you this language, what I'm doing is taking what seems complicated and making it a lot less complicated. So if I tell you to give me 8/16 of a cup of water, you're going to be like, what? But if I tell you to give me 1/2 a cup of water, you understand that easier. Okay? Well, caricature is all about taking the face and simplifying it. So I don't need, like in this picture, I don't need his nostrils to make it look like him. Who said that? Nobody needs it. That's just something you're tripping on because you want. But if you want to put that in there and do this, you can. But it's not. It doesn't mean what makes you look like you is the lowest term. The simplification of the feature. What does that feature feel like? That's why I was able to use a C, because you see how full his nose and soft, full and soft his nose looks. Let's look at somebody with a look at this nose here. His nose doesn't feel the same as that nose, because his nose is definitely more pointy. It feels more arrowy. So all I have to do to represent his nose in the lowest terms is do like this, right? Now, if you want to do this and this and that and this, and then you want to do all this and then this, now that's kind of up to you how you want to do it. But that's not how this works. Superheroes. Oh, okay, cool. I like to mess around with the superheroes. In fact, Kirk, I have some other things. Like I draw all kinds of different stuff. This is some things, but I have I like to practice with the bodies, the superhero bodies, and like I even have a language for those, because it made me be able to draw the body a lot faster. I use it a lot for caricatures, like to learn how to draw caricatures, even though that's not what this stream is about. But I like to mess around with the cartoons as well. I have a couple of different artists online that I follow. One in particular, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him. His name is called Rogdon, and he's a really good. He really thinks. I feel like he thinks a lot like me, so maybe that's why I can relate to his drawing so much, and what he's how he approaches drawing. Most of my sketchbook is going to be like I like to use simplified versions of the face. Like if you look here, a lot of these are just like simplified versions, or how you can make your cartoon do what you want easier. And actually, what was funny, because I was studying a book about martial arts, and I learned a lot about martial arts. I learned a lot about how they think about it, because the body, the shape, the body makes shapes when it moves, right? And in order for you to punch or strike a certain way, you have to make a particular shape with your body. And certain shapes can't be made from other shapes. In other words, you have to transition before you can throw a certain punch. You have to transition to another shape and then go to the other shape, right? And so how they look at the body, how they look at the body is so much different. It was like crazy, and I was mind blown. So I started using it and understanding all of that in my body drawings. And so it was like showing me how if you got a head, let's just say, and you got your upper body, you got your you got a U shape here. You got your lower body, and then your arms, and then you have very simple cylinder shapes here and here. But when your arms move, they tend to move in kind of L shapes, right? Like the letter L. And so do your legs. Your legs tend to move in L's. So, but from the joints, that's where you get your circular motions from. You get what I mean? So if I'm moving my arm from here to here, I have to one, make my arm from the joint come back down, and it's nothing really changing. You get what I'm saying? So this would be the striking motion going that way towards somebody's head. You get what I mean? So it was like, and then I saw the feet do that, and it was crazy. It was just like a lot of stuff I was learning, but I'll get into that in another video. I have some more stuff about this language. We're gonna stay with these faces today. I think I got let me see, what time is it? I started at 9:30, 10:30, 11. Okay, so after every class, I do a word of the day, guys. So we're gonna be doing our word of the day here shortly. I don't want to keep you guys all day. Plus, I'm going to go out today and draw some caricatures live somewhere. Last night, I had an opportunity to draw quite a few families. They had a comedy club here I went to yesterday. I drew some caricatures there. It's always fun to do caricatures live because I just like to see the expressions on people's faces when they get, their picture. I live for that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I hate when people peek when I'm drawing at the picture, except the people that, not the people that are watching me, but the people that are going to get the picture. I want them to be surprised by what they get. You know what I mean? All right, so let's. I'll tell you what. We'll do We'll do like two more different languages, two more different language lines. So you guys, we've learned a lot of them today. Let me actually put this last one down over here in my language list. Let's see if I can find it. Where are your language list? Hey, you guys thought that. I have some based off math symbols and all kinds of stuff. All right, so let me see here. This is. Did I write those down in this one or the other one? Let me see. No, it's right here. Okay. So let me get my pen out here. So we had. Oh, here we go. So we had L, D, C, and J. Or J, and then an I. Okay, and then what was the other one? We had. Okay, no, I think we had LDVE. We already got that one right here. So that's LDVE right here. Okay. All right, let me see here. So let's find. Let's see here. Let's find. That's crazy. Let's see. What about this guy right here? And you might say, well, he's at a different angle. How would I draw his face, right? And it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just the same thing. What do I see here? I'm going to tell you what I see. I see L. I see D. I see C. And I see U. Okay? So, again, these are reducing the shapes down to their lowest form. Okay, or their lowest, the easiest way to understand them. Okay, so here we go. Watch. L, D, C. All right. Now with this one, you have your nostrils, so you're going to have to go with a V here. Okay. I actually could have went with a V shape here instead of a C. I should have went with V. But let me see. I might be able to get it still. And then this here. Okay. And then U. It looks like we got two D's here. All right. Okay. Which it still came out okay. I still feel like this is just straight up a U shape right here. But then you got some hair coming off of it. So you got to learn how to think about, all right, what is it? What is our hair? What is everything basically doing? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that was yeah, I think that was cool right there. This one, because his head is kind of facing up, I need nostrils here to draw this particular position. So, okay. All right. So, let's go ahead. I think that we are pretty much wrapped up on the drawing aspect of our stream. So I'm going to take a quick intermission. It's going to take about maybe, I'd say 60 seconds or so. I'm going to go ahead and get out my word of the day. Let me just add this last sentence into my book here. Okay, so we have L, D, and which we could have went V and U. L, D, V, and U. Okay. And again, when we draw this guy, it's nothing we shouldn't be able to do now. I think that we had the L, right. If we really want to simplify it, then we got the D. Now I'm gonna tell you, I might be able to get away with doing. I should have did a J shape here. Like I now that I look at it, I should have did a J shape. Okay, and then I could have came with that, and then I could have went with this. So then it would have gave me more of that pointiness of the nose there. So and then I could have put my glasses from there. But you see here, you have a real sense of, you know, what's going on with your guy when you draw in this manner. It's not a lot of ambiguity, and everything comes across real smooth, and most of all, you're happy while you're drawing, because you have this confidence that, you know what, hey, I know what it is I'm supposed to be doing. If I had to say anything, it means you're drawing with purpose. Okay. When you don't have something to aim at, right, then you don't have a purpose. And then when you don't have a purpose, well, then what happens then? Well, then you start sketching lines that don't exist. You start seeing things that ain't there. You try to make up something to sound important, but you really don't know what you're talking about. That kind of stuff. So you don't wanna. You wanna have something to aim at. So that's going to drive us in kind of to our word of the day. So if you guys will give me a moment, uh, I'll be back and we'll go ahead and talk about that. Okay, so give me just a second. I'm just going to put you guys on mute on my Facebook. If you guys are on Facebook again, please, if you would not mind, the stars are awesome. If you went through the stream and you felt like you benefited from the stream, you can level us up with stars. Also, tips are appreciated. If you want to tip, guys, you can go through Cash App at Rouser World, and then you can also tip. Again, thank you, Kirk. I appreciate you. I just received your tip on Cash App, so I just want to tell you thank you. I certainly appreciate you, and I hope that you're able to draw with me again. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break, and I'll be right back. So I'm just going to put you on hold here. Give me a sec, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, guys. Let me just take a minute. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate you for your stars today. That was super awesome of you. Um, God bless you. I'm really just appreciative of everyone that was here today. Cherish, Tammy, Miss Susan, thank you so much. You ladies have been taking classes with me and stuff for a long time, and just been supporting me and encouraging me. And you know, every time I think about like what God has done for me and the way He's just worked in my life to allow me to be able to touch others through the gift He has given me, is it's just I can't really don't have a lot of words, but I just want to say thank you, and you know I really mean that. So thank you know you I appreciate what you guys have done in the support. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into the word of the day. Before I do my word of the day, I always like to let me pray real quick. Father God, we just thank you for this time. We thank you for just waking us up this morning. We thank you for eyesight that we can see this morning, that we can use our hands. We have feet, we can walk, and you know, we can, you know, we have breath in our bodies, so, you know, we can breathe. You know, we have electricity, we have computers, we have all these different things, all these ways that you are blessing us. We ask, Father God, that your word speak to everyone here today, you know, and to help us to get what we're supposed to get from your word. In the name of Jesus, amen. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to have you guys turn over to the book of Romans. So we're going to go to the book of Romans, chapter 8. We're going to go to verse 2. I'm going to be sharing my devotional time with you. I do a devotional every day because I want to give my mind a direction to go in. Today we were talking about drawing with languages, and I showed you the language of love, right? That language of love, LOVE. How you do caricatures? You do caricatures with love, okay? If you're doing with love, they will give you life, right? Okay, because they will empower you. Not only will, and you will also give life to others. You make them laugh. So whatever you do in life, you got to do it with love. You get what I mean? So that's really one of the motivating reasons why I came up with this language of the caricature thing, because I think with us, we make life we make life too complicated sometimes. We don't like rules, and God made up rules not to enslave us, but rules to set us free. So what I'm telling you is that what I showed you by understanding this language, I'm not trying to make you become me. I'm not trying to stifle your creativity and saying that's the only way you can do it. What I did, in fact, was show you that these are the rules to playing the game. If you don't understand the language of something, okay, you can't speak it. If somebody walk up to you, speak Spanish, but you can't speak Spanish, how can you communicate? You can't. If you want to learn to draw and if you don't understand the language of drawing, well, then your drawings, you'll be able to draw, but will you ever reach the height? And then will you ever be free to really create what you want to create if you really understood the language? You know what I mean? You ever had somebody tell you something when you were a kid and now you're an adult and it makes all the sense in the world because now you understand why they said that? No, you don't just understand it like on a surface level. One day you're driving down the street and it really hits you like what your mother was saying to you, what your father was saying to you, what your uncle said to you, what your friend told you, and you just told them they was wrong. It's two left shoes when they told you. Or you were doing it, but you were doing it on a surface level. One of the ways, I was talking to my cousin yesterday, and I told her about my mom used to always tell me I had problems with focusing when I was a kid. I was all over the place in my mind all the time. And when people told me focus, my teacher said focus. You know what that word meant to me? That word meant to look at something for a long time. Okay? Well, if you're up in age, you know that's not what focus actually means. Focus means not just to look at, but it means to absorb. It means to absorb it. It means to break it down in your mind, look at the moving parts of it, seeing how it fundamentally works. This is what focus is. So I was just looking at it, but not absorbing information. And now as an older man, I learn so much differently now. And almost it's scary to me how I see things, because now my mind is just more settled, and things are very basic to me. So these languages, again, that I went through with you today is, again, to show you, all right, again, remember I gave you this analogy about the 8 and the 16. If you've ever been to math class, well, then if you reduce this all the way down to its lowest terms, we understood that reduces all the way down to 1/2, right? So instead of thinking of life like this, or caricatures like this, or anything like this, what I'm trying to show you with all of this is to think about it like this, because this is really all you need to be able to understand what it is that you want to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and share this devotional. It says in Romans 8, verse 2, it says, and because you belong, wait a minute, this is I'm going to go with my verse. It says, I am not judged guilty, because in Christ Jesus, the law of the Spirit that brings life made me free. It made me free from the law that brings sin and death. Okay? So, much like this, it is something designed to set you free. It says it made me free from the law. When I became a man of God, a lot of time, first I thought, I can't do all of these things, right? And then God showed me, well, you don't really need all those things to live. In fact, you need less. He says, the word says, I will show you how to do more by doing less. And I was like, what do you mean by that, God? And now he's showing me this. He's showing me how to do more by doing less. That's why the caricatures that once took me 15 minutes a person went to 10 minutes a person, went to 5 minutes a person, and now it's down to 3 minutes per person, right? Because I learned a language that set me free from the law. The law was me trying to be like other people, me judging my cartoon based off of someone else did, and all this kind of stuff. And a lot of times basing my stuff off of another artist that really didn't understand what they were doing. Get what I mean? They didn't understand what they were doing. So it was like I was I had no purpose in the drawing. But what I teach, or how I teach art, is every line means something. Every line means something. Don't put a line on the paper that doesn't mean anything. Especially if you're drawing a party, an event. I don't have time to be sitting up here drawing nostrils and every wrinkle in your face, right? I can put a wrinkle without putting a whole bunch of wrinkles. I can do different things without putting a whole lot of, all right, just by understanding, again, the language. What is it basically? And the person, really what they're asking you to do is tell me what you think I basically look like. That's what caricature is. What do you think I basically look like? Okay? And what better way to express that than with a language that you already understand? So let's go ahead and read the devotional. It says, and by the way, guys, if you guys are in the devotional, I am using the Jesus Calling devotional. This one's kind of broke down. I've been using this one for a while, but I like it because it's 365 devotions for kids. And I'm just like, what do you mean you're doing a kid? You're supposed to be an adult. Well, remember what I told you, okay? I'm into using things where I walk away with an understanding of what I just read. A lot of times, we can read something, okay, and then we don't understand what we read because it ain't simple enough for us. You ever watched a YouTube video and you walk away more confused about what you wanted to learn than when you first started, right? It seemed like you really don't know what to do now. Well, I don't want you to wind up with that from the word of the day. I just want to give you a simple, I want to share a simple word with you with a simple meaning that you can carry with you today and give you something to think about. That's all. Okay? All right, so let's read this real quick. It says, I did not come to this earth to make you feel guilty. I came to free you from guilt. Okay? So, what the Bible and the scriptures are telling us, and the things that seem to be all these restrictive rules and regulations, right, are simply a language that we have to learn to be able to walk on this earth and live our life to the fullest, right? To get the most purpose out of our life. That's all the Bible is. It's not meant to condemn you. It's not. What condemns you really are just your own inner feelings. The things that are going on inside of you is what condemns you. But that would be like saying, let me give you an example. You buy something with directions and it comes a way to put it together. And you get mad at the directions for telling you to put it together this way. But the person that designed it put it together this way. And you mad really because you don't want to do it. You mad because you may have found it might take up too much of your time. It might not agree with your schedule, which is pretty much the most part of it. It's the biggest part for us as human beings is when God asks us to do something, it don't agree with our schedule, right? The way we like to feel. You know, we have our time for our drugs. We have our time for our alcohol. We have our time for our girlfriends and our boyfriends and who we want to date. Or we have time to drive our car. We have time to go to the gym and spend 3 hours in the gym, right? But we don't have time to do the things that God asks us to do, to be there for our families, to be there for our children, you know, to put oneself aside for a moment to help somebody else. We don't really those things don't fit into our schedule. So we feel guilty. We feel this sense of guilt, right? But the guilt doesn't come from the word. The guilt comes from you. You already understand that what you're doing, you ain't supposed to be doing. But you're doing it anyway. And I'm just talking from personal experience that I can remember when I was in my wilder days, going to the club, coming home, you know, toe up every night, 7 days a week, you know. I think it was 8 days a week, to be honest with you. I don't know, but I was out there. And I can remember a lot of times going home in the walk of shame. You know, that's what they call it, the walk of shame. You know, you've done so many things the night before. You know, you were with people, you did things with people, you said things with people that you know you shouldn't have been doing. And then now you going home and you wake up the next day and you say, man, you know, I got to be better than this. You really want to get away from, you really want to break away from the things that you did, but you don't know how to. And you promise yourself, God, I'm not going to do this no more. I'm not going to do that no more. I'm not going to do this no more. And then you go right back and you do it again the same day. Right? And so this pattern, the guilt, it comes in the morning. When you wake up and you start thinking, is this all life is? But this word here said, I did not come to this earth to make you feel guilty. I didn't write this word to make you feel guilty about what you're doing. I wrote it so that you can discover who you are, that you can have so that you may have look, this word right here. I just like to write a lot of words down. You can have a purpose, because this is all about language. Okay? You can have a purpose when you wake up in the morning. When I wake up in the morning, my kids come, you know, and I play with them. You know, I started over again late in life. I got 2 little babies. I got a 13-year-old and I got my oldest, which she's 28. But I got purpose when I wake up in the morning. I don't have time for certain things. None of the stuff that I used to do when I was young, for sure. I done been down that road. Ain't nothing down there but jail. You know how I know? Because that's where I was at. I found myself right there in jail, right? I found myself in crack alley. I found myself in meth alley. I found myself in all kinds of alleys. Okay? So when I started implementing the word of God into my life, right, I started understanding, man, the guilt is coming from me. The guilt is not coming from the word. The word is just telling me, look, son, sit down. Let me show you how to do this. My gosh, why you keep wanting to bump your head against the wall? This has got to be painful. This is what the Lord is telling us about. This is painful. Look at all of the stories and things I've shown you about people that went against what I told them to do and what happened to them. Look what happened to Jonah. Look what happened to Moses. Look what happened to this person, right? Look at all the people in the Bible that decided they just had another way they wanted to do things. And what happened to them? Because at the end of the day, friends, check this out. The way it's supposed to go has already been written. And you can't change it no matter who you think you are. The way it's supposed to go has already been written. So there's a cause and an effect for every single action. For every action is an equal and opposite reaction. That's just scripture that they've made sound like science. When you do a certain thing, you're going to get a certain result. There are no such thing as accidents in this life. You did exactly what you needed to do to get where you're at right now. Where you're at in your life right now, mentally, whether it be if you broke, if you lost in your mind, if you turned out on drugs, whatever you find yourself in, you made every decision the absolute correct way to get there. I mean, you're a perfectionist. No one could have done it better than you. Now, there are some times in life where you are subject to the behaviors of others, but truth be told, over time, if you're a little up in age, you can feel me when I say this. Most things that happen to us in life is user error. It's not the machine. You just put the wrong input in. Now you got the result and you don't like it. And you mad at everybody. But it says, again, I came to free you from guilt. It says, and I don't like it when others use guilt to get you to follow me. Okay, God doesn't like when others try to make us feel guilty in order to follow him. He says, I want you to come to me out of love because you want to be in my presence. Okay, so God is saying that's a very simple sentence. He wants us to desire to have a real relationship with him because he sees our true intent. Nothing can explain this better than my friend Tim. Okay. Me and him, we were very different. We met while I was incarcerated. Okay. And he's my best friend over 25 years now. Okay. He knows everything there is to know about me. But we're from very different backgrounds. He's from I believe he was a 6'0" rolling crip. And I was as square as a pool table. Okay. I had never really done a lot of stuff. I mean, other than use, some drugs, recreation and stuff like that. But I really wasn't like no hellraiser on earth. You know what I mean? I wasn't your idea of a gangster, And so we met each other. And when I became his friend, we became friends. I asked him one day, it was how, I said, hey man, why did he want to be my friend? And he told me, the reason I want to be your friend, man, he says, because in this place, he said, everybody is a bunch of sharks. He says, everybody wants to, want something, take something from you. He says, man, but something about you, you don't want anything. From me, you don't got no game. It's just whatever I see is what I get with you. You know what I mean? You genuinely care about me or something. Like you care about people. And it's that relationship that God wants with us. You get what I mean? When you go to him, he wants you to be like, because he wants you to see that he genuinely cares. That made me feel good. When he came to me and he told me the reason that he wants us to come to him understanding what his real intentions are. This word is not, again, to hold you down. The word is to build you up. This language that I'm teaching you is not to hold you down. It's to build you up. I want it to be where you be better than me. I want you to have the channel. I want you to soar to the heights. I might never see the level of success that you may get from what I'm sharing with you today. But I want you to have that. And this is how God, again, wants us to think of him. Don't take things so personally when you read the Bible. I think that's the best way, to put it. Don't always think God is attacking you just because you read in the word and it say you shouldn't do something that you're doing that ain't right. He's just telling you that because it's going to hurt you in the long run if you do it this way. Just think about it like that. It's no different than, you take advice from people. You take advice from people all the time, right? But God's advice don't have no motive behind it. He not telling you to love others as you love yourself for personal gain. He not telling you to be a giver before his personal gain, because God don't need your money. When I got, it's stuff like that. He don't need money from you. But what it does is it opens up creativity in you. It opens up who you really are. It opens up, when I became a giver, it became infectious, but it changed something else in my life. It was like I realized that a lot of the stress that I had in my life straight up was because I was stingy. You get what I mean? That's what a lot of the stress was, gimme, 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 my name is Jimmy. That's what my Theo used to say. He was my pastor for a long time. But that was what my biggest problem was, right? I was self-ambitious, right? And I was jealous when other people had stuff. But the Bible said, when one day I read it, I was like, whoa, blow my whole wig back. It said that where jealousy and self-ambition are prevalent, it said that all other types of sins also are in that area. So when you see somebody that's self-ambitious, I'm this, I'm that, I got this, look at me, right? And they jealous, right? But if they even got one or the other, you better be on the lookout, because there are other things that they're willing to do, and they're going to do them to you if you try to interfere with or call them out on their jealousy or their self-ambition. You got to watch out for these type of people. But that's what I had in my heart. And so I was doing things to people, not because necessarily I didn't care, I wanted to do something to them personally, but it was because it simply interfered with what I wanted to do for me. And they became collateral damage to what I wanted to do. They became the side effect of me wanting to do what I wanted to do. Now, let's finish up here. It says, okay, and let me read that back to you. And I don't like it when others use guilt to get you to follow me. I want you to come to me out of love, because you want to be in my presence. So God doesn't want a fake relationship with you. He wants you to come to the Bible in love. And love means that you ain't going to get offended, because I love you. I love you. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just trying to tell you the better way to do it. Why are you getting so offended? Because I'm talking to you about something that's going to show you how to be better for you. And you offended by that, right? I want to help you to get out of that place where you at. But you won't let me. You get what I'm saying? And love don't have those type of attributes in it. You don't get mad and angry. The Bible says be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger. Listen, focus, really think about it. It is true, I know every mistake you have ever made, every sin you have ever done. But when you come into my presence, I don't see your sins. I see my beloved child. All right, check it out. Again, when you come to the word, come to him without getting offended. That's the word we're going to look at. We're going to put that word down here. No offense. Don't get offended so easily. Okay? Just look at it like separate yourself from it and look at it like it's in the middle. It's information about something. No one's attacking you. This word only is put there to show you the better route to take. Okay, you think you want to go this way, but let me show you. This is a much better route to get the most out of your life, to get the most purpose when you wake up in the morning, to wake up. And if you want peace beyond all understanding, right? I'm going to tell you when that starts coming for you guys, and y'all ready for this. It's when you figure out this one thing. You don't need most of the stuff you think you need to live. You only want it because you're jealous of what your neighbor got. And jealous, you want to covet what your neighbor has. Your neighbor mean anybody outside of you. Society has taught you that you're incomplete without a Mercedes Benz. You're incomplete without a pair of Adidas. You're incomplete without a pair of Nikes. In fact, look at all the commercials. Be your best you if you get this, right? It's how they sell cigarettes. You know, you can look sophisticated if you smoke these cigarettes, right? Think about what they're trying to tell you. Okay? Once you figure out that you don't need what you think you need, look at this language that I'm telling you, because God's word is everywhere. This language that I came up with showed me that I don't need all these details in my picture to make a picture of somebody. All those details were just me tripping with myself and me trying to be like everybody else. But I didn't need them. I could simply, and the simpler I do it, the more I'm met with amazement by the person that I give the picture to. They say, oh my God, that really looks like me. Because not only is this language powerful, showing you that you don't need everything, it's just like this. Remember, it says, I have seen every sin you have ever made and all you ever done. In your face, there are wrinkles and blemishes and all kinds of things, right? But when you come into my presence, when I look at you on that and I draw your picture, I don't see those things. I see what makes your face your face. It's not the wrinkles. It's not the imperfections in your face. It's the basic language of your face that I see. Are you angry? Are you happy? Do you have love? This is what I see. Everybody has love in their face. Everybody. It's just sometimes it's distorted so that the love leaves and you get sad. And some people look like that. They carry that face all the time. No love. Again, when you come into my presence, I don't see, God doesn't see. So when you pray, understand what you did last night and all that. The good thing about God is he'll allow you to come back every single day, and he will be there every single day, and he will wait for you. He's the best friend you could ever have. Every single day he will wait for you and listen to you, and every single day he's going to come back with the same word. All right, and he gonna ask us, are you going to listen this time? Are you going to listen this time? Are you going to listen this time? And he ain't gonna never say nothing different. That's when you know you dealing with a true source. Because the source don't change, right? If me and you partners, right? And you come to me and I say, hey man, can I borrow $5? And every time I've ever borrowed $5 from you, I always paid you back when I said I was going to do it. You would never question me about loaning me $5. That's the word of God. Every time you put your money on what he say, you're going to get a reward. You're going to get an interest on your money. Your money is going to grow. You're going to receive a return. For when you get $1, my mom used to do that to me. If you save $1, I'll give you $1. But that's all God's doing. You're investing in his, and he's giving you, say you invest $1. You invest part of your life into what I say right here. That part, if it's your finances, invest and do it like I told you to do. I guarantee you're going to get a return back. And then you do it. Then you get a return. Then you do it again. And then you get a bigger return. And guess what? That's what building a faith is. Now, it get to a point with my own life. I didn't want to tithe. I wasn't a tither. People talking about, oh, you giving your money to a church. It don't have nothing to do with who I'm giving the money to. It has everything to do with how it's building me up. Because God's word never turns back void. It comes back, it will accomplish that which it set out to accomplish. If I gave it with the right heart, I don't care if they received it with the wrong heart. It don't matter to me. And finishing up, it says, I see my beloved child. So every time he comes to you, he sees. And then it says, when you ask me to forgive you, my grace washes all your sins completely away. So the day that you decide that you really want to do this, you say, God, you know what? I made up in my mind. I'm really going to follow you. I'm really going to start investing in your word. I'm really going to start doing what and living my life according to the scripture. Well, then God ain't going to come back and say, well, wait a minute. I don't know. Because, last night you really did the fool. And 2 weeks ago, and let's not talk about 8 years ago on this day. Remember when you was over here at this person's house? Is this you right here? Is this what you was doing? Oh, no, I'm not letting you. I'm done with you. No, that's not how God works. The minute he see you have a heart change, not you change the act. That's different. Heart change means that inside you have said, I've had enough. Because one time, the only way you ever change from anything is when you just say, I've had enough of it. There's no other way. People want the pill to stop smoking, right? You want a pill to stop doing this, a pill to stop doing that. Don't work. The only pill that works is you saying, I had enough. I'm not doing that no more. And I'm willing to go through the withdrawals. Not only do I forgive them, he says, but I forget all about them and I set you free, which is our scripture for the day, setting you free. So he not only sets us free from our past, right? He sets us free to be creative. I gave you this language today to set you free from what you think you need to do in order to do this particular art form. You don't have to know everything that you think you need to know. You don't have to know everything about the face. You don't have to know all the muscles of the face. All that stuff that they're selling you on YouTube or on these artists, some of these artists that are overly self-ambitious, trying to show you how to draw stuff. So they start talking about the humerus bone of the clavicle, and all this kind of stuff, so they can sound smart. They wear smart-looking glasses. They act very pompous and very, that's not what this is all about. I'm not here to come off to you like that. I just want to set you free from those that try to hold you to these ridiculous standards and say that you can't be creative unless you understand all of these things. All you have to understand is the basics. That's why God said, and I'm going to leave you with this. This is the last thing I'm going to tell you, but just think about why God said this. He said, okay, that the entire law, the whole book, the entire Bible is based off of one thing, right? Loving your God with all your heart, right? And then it says, listen to this, to treat others as you would have them treat you. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. This sums up the whole law. Love your brother as you would love yourself. That is simplification at its best. If you don't want nobody to kill your mama, why would you kill somebody else's mama? If you don't want nobody to kill you, why would you kill somebody else? Right? If you don't want nobody to steal from you, why would you steal from somebody else? If you don't want somebody to hurt your children, why are you hurting other people's children? If you don't want nobody to cause you pain, why are you causing somebody else pain? That's all the Bible is. And when we start thinking like that, things get done. You understand what I'm saying? So that's our word of the day. Set yourself free. Learn the language of God. And implement that language into your life. And then the drawing part, see, because I became free in God's word, that's why I was able to make up these words to draw things. Because God said, right, that this was going to happen. When I'm free, when I free my mind from my past and I free my mind from the things of the world, right, creativity is a result of that. Thank you guys. I want to thank y'all for coming out. It was a real blessing to share with you the language of the faith today. And it was a blessing to be able to just share my devotional time with you. It's always good to do devotional like groups. You know, I like to do group studies. So I really received something from that today. So don't think I was preaching at you. I was literally talking to myself. Y'all just happen to be here. I talk to myself like that all the time. When I read the scripture, I be like, Harry, you know better than this. You can't, right? And so, you know, you got to make it personal. When you're sitting here, those who are dominated by the sinful nature think about sinful things, but those who are controlled by the Holy Spirit think about the Spirit. So letting your sinful nature control your mind leads to death. Letting the Spirit control your mind leads to life and peace. For the sinful nature is always hostile to God. It never did obey God's laws, and it never will. There's a part of you that don't want to listen. Every person has it. You ain't special. When you learn how to overcome that guy, that's when you're going to have peace in your life. You got to tell him no a lot. That's all. He's like a kid in the basket in the grocery store going down the aisle. And they snatching everything off the shelf as you go down the aisle. Say, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. And you got to be the parent and say, no, we can't have cereal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. In fact, we can't never have cereal because it's bad for you. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing but sugar, right? You can have it every once in a while. You know what I mean? Yeah. But anyway, guys. Oh, I love it too, man. David, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Again, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I kept you guys long enough. I want to thank everybody again that tipped and stuff on the YouTube. That was super awesome. Cherish, thank you. I'm without words. As always, Tammy, Miss Susan, thank you so much. I appreciate you, ladies, for coming out and supporting me the way you have. Also, thank you for those stars. I think somebody here gave me some stars. Wow. Let me look back. Who was that? Wait a minute. I saw stars here. Oh, there it is. There it is. Wait. It was Kirk, right? Was it? No, Michael. Michael. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate you. Michael gave me some stars there. So I see some. Ooh, there. Thank you. Can I say thank you? Okay. All right. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pray us out, guys, and we're going to go ahead and get out of here. I will be streaming again on Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. And then, what's today? Today's Saturday, isn't it? Oh, man, it is Saturday. So, and then Saturday at 9:30 a.m. I like this 9:30 thing. It makes my breath. And I might even share some praise and worship with you guys. I do a praise and worship jam session on my piano. So I might do something like that the middle of the week. I don't know if you guys would be down to do something like that, but I like to play the piano too as well. So I might even do that with you guys just to change it up a little bit. You know what I mean? A little music, right? All right. So Father God, we just thank you for your word. We thank you for your word about setting us free, that we can be set free in your word, and that we are not to take offense to what you are saying in your word, but rather look at it as you are pointing us in the correct direction. You know, that we've made a lot of decisions to get in the places that we are, that we find ourselves at in life, and that your word is just simply a way to help us to receive proper instruction and direction so that we may receive peace and have love in our hearts and live our life on purpose. In Jesus' name that we pray. Amen. So guys, thank you so much. Y'all have a great day. I will see you guys on Tuesday. Thanks again, guys.